Family is supposed to be forever. But what happens when the people who share your blood poison your peace? Loyalty without proof is not love. It is leverage. In this guide, we will build a Stoic trust architecture so you can protect your peace without burning your humanity. Most of us were taught that family deserves unconditional trust. The Stoic correction is simple. Trust is a contract renewed by behavior. Character is the credential, while blood is only biography. A useful reminder from Marcus Aurelius says the wise response is to become unlike those who harm us, not to imitate them. So trust must be earned and re-earned through conduct. Then renewed over time with evidence and clear boundaries matter. Audit the loyalty script you inherited. You cannot redesign trust until you see the script you are running. Start by naming the rules you absorbed about family loyalty and who taught them. Common lines sound like always trust family or keep the peace at any cost. The Stoic move is to choose what counts as your duty and to release what you cannot control, including another person's behavior. Picture the setting. A long table. Plates moving. An uncle jabs your career with a grin. So what do you even do all day? Your stomach tightens and you reach for a speech. Stop. Take one breath. Hold eye contact. Say thanks for the interest. Then return to a neutral topic like the new recipe or the game score. No courtroom. No evidence dump. Calm tone. Slow pace. End the loop by not supplying fresh material. Open your Stoic Trust Ledger. Step 1 is to write the loyalty script line you were taught. Write it exactly as it lives in your head. Always trust family. Blood first. Silence equals respect. Now cross-examine the line. Ask, what does this require from me, and what does it require from them? If it demands sacrifice without standards, mark it as unfit. Verification matters. Capture 3 recent interactions that violated your peace. Use a simple 2-column note. In the first column, write the expectation you walked in with. In the second column, write the observed behavior. Late again after promising to help. Mocked my partner after I asked to stop. Shared my private news. Patterns will surface fast. Once you see them, you stop arguing with stories and start working with evidence. Define earned trust in measurable terms. Sentiment is a poor security system. If you want trust that holds under pressure, make it operational. Treat it like a contract that renews only when evidence appears. You cannot control a title like brother or sister. You can control the access you grant based on behavior you can observe. Picture the scenario. A sibling borrows $3,000 and promises repayment in 60 days. On day 45, they post a luxury weekend on Instagram with new clothes and bottle service. The reflex is outrage and a long speech. Skip the theater. Trust is not revoked forever, but access pauses until evidence returns. That means no more loans, no shared accounts, no favors that assume reliability. You are not punishing the person. You are aligning access with proof. Open your Stoic Trust Ledger. Step 2 is to define earned trust with 3 observable criteria. Keep small promises like on-time callbacks and agreed deadlines. Communicates proactively when plans change. Repairs harm without prompting by offering a clear make good. Write each criterion as a simple sentence so there is no debate about what it means. Now build the trust evidence log. Create 3 columns labeled Date, Promise, Outcome. Each time an agreement is made, log it when the outcome arrives. Record it as met, missed, or repaired. At the end of 30 days, assign a score from 0 to 10 based on the ratio of met and repaired agreements to total agreements. Scores guide access. 8 to 10 unlocks normal access. 5 to 7 earns limited access. Below 5 means logistics, only until the numbers improve. Boundaries are not punishment, they are design. Treat access like architecture. Your job is not to hand out penalties. Your job is to design rooms, doors, and keys that protect peace and allow growth. The best revenge is not a speech. It is to become unlike the person who broke trust and to build a system that cannot be gamed by drama. Concrete scenario. A sister repeatedly no-shows on weekday childcare. You lose billable hours and scramble for coverage. The urge is to lecture or plead. Skip that. State the boundary in one sentence. No weekday childcare without 24-hour confirmation. If missed. No future scheduling for 30 days. Say it once by phone or in person and follow with a short written note. When a request arrives without confirmation, reply with one line. Not available without the confirmation window. Open your Stoic Trust Ledger. Step 3 is translation. For each criterion from beat 2, create one boundary tied to a privilege. Money maps to loan caps and repayment checkpoints. Time maps to advance notice and buffers. Shared assets map to rules on access windows and care standards. Write them as short if-then statements so anyone could enforce them. Now verify with numbers. Track boundary compliance rate. Count the number of boundaries that were kept divided by the number that were activated in a 30-day period. Multiply by 100 for a clean percentage. A rate above 80 unlocks normal access. 60 to 79 keeps access limited. Below 60 moves the relationship to logistics only until the rate improves. No fury. No theater. Only design that rewards proof and removes chaos. Indifference over argument. Remove the audience, not the person. The fastest way to stop a loop is to stop supplying fuel. Indifference to provocation is not apathy. It is strategy. You are choosing to remove the audience for the drama while keeping the door open for clean logistics. Concrete scenario. A brother smears you to cousins. Screenshots arrive. Group thread lights up with questions. You do not rush into the arena. You leave the thread quietly. You stop posting personal updates for 30 days. When a cousin texts for gossip, you reply with one line, "I am not discussing this." If you need details about the holiday plan, ask by email. When the brother calls to argue, you end the call after one clear sentence. I am available to plan the schedule. I am not available to debate stories. Use the information diet. Narrow the lanes. Choose logistics only. Choose written only. If conversations always tilt to blame. Route contact through a neutral coordinator for a limited period. Keep your tone flat and brief. No counter-accusations. No evidence deck. People get bored when the show ends. Verify with a 14-day reactivity score. Each night, rate your mental spin on a 0 to 10 scale. 0 is no ruminations. 10 is daily spirals. Track minutes spent checking threads and replaying arguments. The target is at least 40% reduction by day 14. If your score stays high, tighten the diet for another week. Mute the group chat. Ask for all plans in one weekly message. Remove the audience, and the dynamic loses its stage. Stop defending your life choices to the family jury. Every defense is an invitation to a longer trial. When kin critique your path, the Stoic move is to withdraw the court. You do not grant others the authority to judge your life. You keep sovereignty by refusing the role of defendant. Concrete scenario. You switch careers. At a gathering, an uncle leans back and says, "You are throwing your life away." The body wants to present a slide deck. Take one breath. Relax your shoulders. Keep your voice low. Say, "I appreciate the concern." Then redirect. "I am heading to the dessert table. Want coffee?" If pressed for details, keep it simple. "I am focused on the work and do not have an update to share." Then change the subject to neutral ground, like the new book on the table or the score of the game. No courtroom. No evidence pile. End loops by starving them. Use the one-line closure. Write it on a card and rehearse until it is automatic. "I appreciate the concern." Full stop. Pair it with a pivot line. "I am not taking feedback on this." How is your week going? These are not barbs. They are gates. You are not hostile. You are not defensive. You are simply unavailable for trials. Verification. Track defense minutes each week. Open a simple note on your phone. Each time you catch yourself justifying a choice to a family member, log the minutes. At the end of 4 weeks, add them up. The target is an 80% drop from week 1 to week 4. Less defense. More oxygen. More progress. When silence protects your sovereignty, silence is not surrender. It is a clean tool when the goal is peace rather than points. You control your reactions. You do not have to explain your private life or your plans on demand. Use silence and short lines to hold a boundary without feeding the fire. Concrete scenario. A relative asks why you are not married yet in front of the table. Your pulse jumps. You look up and breathe once. Say that is personal. But thanks for caring. Then redirect. The dessert looks good. Want some? If they push again, do not build a speech. Repeat the line once. Hold a neutral face. Change seats if needed. Pick up the dog leash. Move to another room. Your calm signals that this topic is closed. Use the non-answer trio. 1. That is personal. 2. I am not discussing that. 3. Let us talk about travel plans or next weekend. Write the trio on a card and rehearse until it is automatic. Keep your voice low and your pace slow. Do not add explanations after the line. Any extra words become hooks for a new tug of war. Protect logistics with channels. If a person ignores your boundary in live settings, route future contact to text or email only for a week. Keep messages short and practical. We are meeting at 6. See you there. No extra details. No life updates. Verification. After each gathering, rate post-event peace from 0 to 10. Note sleep quality and rumination minutes. Compare to your baseline. Aim for a higher peace score and fewer minutes replaying conversations. If scores stay low, Tighten the trio and shorten exposure next time. Rebuild without theatre, let results be the reply. Stop narrating your life to win approval. Channel the energy into visible work that makes explanations obsolete. Let the scoreboard speak while you keep your head down. The rule is simple. Build, ship, document, repeat. Every hour spent arguing online is an hour not spent shipping something real. Concrete scenario. A brother undermines your side business by telling relatives it is not serious. You do not subtweet or craft a rebuttal. You redesign your offer to a lean package with one clear benefit. One price. One delivery window. You message 3 past clients and ask for outcomes you can cite in 1 sentence. You publish a short page with before and after snapshots and a calendar link. Each week, you post a shipped note with the date and a 1-line result. No tags. No hints. Just receipts. Use the signal stack. First, portfolio pieces that show the work in concrete form, like a case page or product link. Second, shipped dates that prove cadence, such as weekly or bi-weekly. Third, client kudos that state a measurable outcome in 1 line. You stack these signals monthly so anyone can audit your progress without needing your speech. Operate a quiet cadence. Set a weekly build window and a weekly publish window. Keep a running list of small proofs you can finish in under 90 minutes. Momentum beats drama. Verification runs on external proofs per month. Count only artifacts that exist without family validation. Aim for at least 3. A released update. A documented win. A paid invoice. If you miss the target, do not argue. Shorten the loop. Reduce scope and ship something smaller that still counts. Results replace explanation. Peace replaces theatre. From fragile to anti-fragile emotional sovereignty. Anti-fragile means you do not break the same way twice. You turn stressors into training. You build boundaries, discernment, and self-worth, so the same tactic fails on the second try. The frame is not revenge. The frame is growth under pressure. Concrete scenario. After a string of sibling betrayals, you stop treating access as a birthright. You move from long heart-to-heart talks to clear lanes. Light connection for casual updates. Deeper access only for consistent behavior over time. When a promise slips, you do not lash out. You shorten exposure and route contact to calm channels. Your goal is a life that stays stable, whether or not they improve. Run the after-action reflection whenever you are hurt. Ask 3 questions. What did this reveal? What boundary was missing? What skill must I train next? Write simple answers in a notebook. If the reveal is a pattern of last-minute cancellations, the missing boundary is a confirmation window and the skill is calm refusal on the spot. If the reveal is gossip, the missing boundary is no personal updates and the skill is 1-line redirection. Upgrade your inputs. Choose friends and mentors who show steady character. Put more time into physical training and deep work so your baseline is solid. Replace venting with a short protocol. Breathe. Log the event. Decide 1 boundary to apply next time. Verification happens in a quarterly anti-fragility review. List new strengths formed from past harms. Aim for 2 or 3. Examples might include faster recovery time, better early detection of red flags, or natural use of a 1-line boundary. Score your progress and set the next skill to train. Forgiveness is not a ticket back inside. It is the choice to drop bitterness so your mind is clear. Access is a separate contract that must be earned again with proof. You can forgive today and still say not yet to money, time, or intimacy until behavior changes. Detach absolution from access and you protect peace without staging revenge. Non-reaction and calm indifference are boundary tools, not cruelty. They end the show and return you to control. Observation. When defense stops, the room loses court energy. Eyes wander, topics drift, tension drops. A single calm line, such as "I appreciate the concern," ends the trial and conversation moves to logistics. On first boundaries with siblings, internal resistance shows up as guilt, breath holding, shaky voice. Naming it as adrenaline helps. The before and after is stark. Explanations breed, spin, and late-night replay. Evidence-based access creates shorter talks, steadier sleep, and quieter weekends. The 7-Day Stone Ledger Challenge. Day 1 and 2. Write the inherited scripts about family trust. For each, define 2 observable behaviors that earn access using the Stoic Trust Ledger. Day 3 and 4, map 1 boundary per behavior and pre-write your 1-line closure. Day 5, practice the non-answer trio with a low-stakes prompt. Day 6 and 7, conduct a family interaction and apply 1 boundary and 1 non-defense. Tracking, keep a daily trust evidence log with date. Promise. Outcome. Log defense minutes and a nightly reactivity score from 0 to 10. At weekend, calculate totals. Aim for a 30% drop in defense minutes and 2 verified behaviors from at least 1 family member. If targets are missed, repeat next week. Blood writes your origin, not your operating system. If you are ready to replace inherited loyalty with earned trust and protect your peace without theatrics, start your Stone Ledger this week and report 1 boundary you enforced below. For deeper practice, save this and share with someone who needs permission to stop defending.